Welcome to Discourse. Today we're going to be discussing Firelight by Jeffrey Saman. The monster is known by many names, but whatever you might call him, he is the living embodiment of your worst nightmares and traumatic memories. He bends us to his whims by hijacking these memories and turning them into weapons that can cause unimaginable pain and destruction to anyone unfortunate enough to be caught in their crosshairs. That's how a proxy war in Ukraine escalated in a number of days into a nuclear holocaust that wiped out the overwhelming majority of the population and left the entire world in ruins. Those that are left find that the brave new world they are living in greets them with a cruel and oftentimes deadly welcome at the hands of those the puppeteer has turned to his side. Yes, so this one freaked me out. It was super creepy. So it's definitely... There's some gore involved. There's some horror for sure. I couldn't read it at nighttime because I'm a scaredy cat. And I just couldn't do it at night. I had weird dreams the first night I read it. But it's definitely like post-apocalyptic. What? It's true. I told you. I was like, post-apocalyptic, sci-fi, like dystopian world.
Thriller, horror.
Definitely horror. I was scared.
Over this puppet master. Or magician. Some people call him a magician.
Yeah, he's super creepy. I love the way that the characters, like that we're introduced to him, but also how they explain how he looks. He's just all in black. He's this tall figure. He has no eyes. And he's just sinister and creepy. And he makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And he's just the true embodiment of pure evil. And he's there to wreak havoc on your soul.
Yeah, they mention whenever they look upon his face, they just see a void where the face should have been. Call him the devil, call him a demon, call him this creature from another dimension.
Yeah, he is the darkness, essentially.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. But the story starts off with Kaden, who's this mute kid who doesn't talk. He's about 16 years old, never talked. You see him, his life in high school. He's not bullied, but he's also very shy. And he has this best friend that we come to know that he saved his life. So it becomes obvious that he has a gift.
Yeah, it's like really quickly that we're introduced to him saying like, dude, you shouldn't have been telling people my secret. And it's supposed to be, just between you and I.
Yeah, and then he goes home.
Right.
And he's not hungry because I guess he's thinking about a lot of stuff. So he goes up into his bathroom, to the bathtub, where he fills it up with like boiling hot water. And it's the opposite of what you think of like the ice bath challenge. Mm-hmm. It's just boiling water that he sinks right in there. And to him, it's very comfortable. But aside from that comfort, he submerges his body into it.
Right.
And it's transported. He gets into this void, this other dimension that he calls the mist. Mm-hmm. Imagine he's like in someone's dream and he's watching things happen, which actually are supposed to happen in the future. Murders is what he sees, right?
Yeah, I believe he's just kind of like, what do you call them? Not a medium.
Like a seer, a medium.
Yeah, like he sees the future. Kind of like that movie... The Minority Report. Where they have those three people in the water where they can just see things that are going to happen.
They can see a crime
like murders,
before it
crimes,
happens.
before they happen. So he's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, so he could see into the future. And he wants to help these people out before they die, which gets me to think this is what he did with his friend. He saw him dying and he got to him before his death happened.
I think he also puts a lot of pressure on himself he takes it upon himself to help others or to try and stop the magician, he calls him. And I feel like it's too much for a teen boy, He has so much to worry about. Like, he's not speaking, which I'm sure there's a story there as to why he's not speaking.
I guess when he was submerged too long, so his parents come up and save him from drowning. And then he yells out, "Dad!" So he could talk, which is good because he plays a key role.
Yeah, so throughout the book, we get multiple points of views. Mm-hmm. There's so many characters being introduced. And then their story continues on every so chapters, and it kind of goes back and forth. And a lot of things are happening simultaneously, so that's why we get so many point of views. But also, the puppeteer, he's not just chilling out. Like, he's going and disrupting all these people's lives all around the world. They're different stories from all kinds of people.
Ecuador, Russia, the U.S.
Yeah, and so what he does is basically feeds off of people's like fears, past traumas, their mistakes, and what he does is he just amplifies those things to these people in order to, bring them into the darkness with him. And he essentially recruits them as like his minions, his puppets, and he uses them to cause even more chaos in a world where stuff is happening.
Oh, man. Yeah, so there's post-apocalyptic, there's nuclear war, bombs are everywhere, and there's this, I want to say scene, because you admitted as well, this book reads more like a TV show or a movie.
Oh, yeah, I kept saying this reads really like a long series, like a TV show, like maybe, I don't know, a mini series or maybe 4 or 5 seasons at least, because everybody has their own story and you really want to like get to know more about these people and what's going on. And I feel like so much is happening and scary stuff's happening that you're just like, it can fill episode after episode after episode.
So every chapter you could say is a different episode where you're into someone else's storyline and this is what they're going through. But the same thing's happening on the next episode to someone else in another part of the world. And after season 5, you can see it all comes together and they join forces, which reminds me of the movie It, because all these kids go through like their own traumatizing experience with this clown.
Right.
And he comes at them like the sewer creature, the balloon guy.
And he feeds off of their fears and all that. And so all these characters, eventually all of them kind of converge into at a point. So they're coming together to try and fight against the puppeteer.
So there's a scene that takes place in Los Angeles, California, where they're all watching the news and the nuclear bomb hits New York and there's a big flash of light, everything gets obliterated. It's quiet for about 30 seconds and then all hell breaks loose. They start shooting each other, they break into gun stores. A storefront for a local insurance company went up in flames as a Molotov cocktail was thrown through it. The chaos in the streets continued unabated for about 50 minutes before the missile finally made impact, obliterating both the rioters and those fighting to escape the chaos in a cleansing explosion of heavenly white light.
I actually had that same quote. That's funny. Huh.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I thought it was super cool, the whole cleansing part.
And that happens throughout several different chapters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And one even mentions our title, Firelight. Yeah, just a bunch of crazy stuff. And then there starts to be even governments controlling the media, killing news anchors just for speaking the truth. There's
censorship, yeah, exactly.
Censorship. Everyone's going over the rails because of this puppeteers, as you said. Everyone's darkest secrets, when they're at this lowest, you got this evil dude whispering in your ear like, you're horrible, you know you can't handle this, just take her life, or she's evil, be a good boy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's extremely manipulative for sure.
It's
creepy.
Insane.
Yeah, super creepy. Ooh, a lot of people die in this book. I was like, oh my god, it's definitely dark. There is death and destruction left and right.
I got a quote on that. Kaden let out a high-pitched scream heard by no one as the boy charged. Throwing himself on top of the little girl, her terrified screams echoed off the polished oak walls of the room as the boy buried the blade ruthlessly into her over and over, blood spurting onto the walls and floor of the closet from dozens of deep stab wounds.
Fantastic. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and be sure to check out Firelight by Jeffrey Saman.